Christina from orchidandopal.com, and I have a brand new box to my channel today. I've heard of this box for several months now. It's called the Curated Bead Box. It's $20 a month with free shipping, and as far as I know, they just ship to the US at this time. It comes in this package here. This is what it looked like in my mailbox, and we will go ahead and open it up and see what's inside. They contacted me last week and asked me if I would like to review their box, and I was like, sure, I'd love to. Oh wow, that is really nice. I like that label that they have on the box, and it looks like they have the list of everything that's included right there, but that's really neat how they put this on the outside. So the Curated Bead Box is actually a division of dollarbead.com, and I haven't shopped at that site either, although I have heard of it. I just have a lot of boxes and things going right now, so it just wasn't a need for me, but I'm always interested in checking out new boxes and sites, especially to share with you guys. So that's a beautiful image. It looks like they have a monthly theme. This one is Glorious Gold, and I will leave that there for a second in case you want to refer back to this for any reason. I'm sure you can go back on their site maybe and order some more of these products on Dollar Bead. I'm thinking that that's the idea. We have some product codes here next to the description, and they generously are offering you guys a discount if you are interested in trying them out for the first time, and I will leave that code below, and I will also try to flash it on the screen. But it is 35% off your first box, so basically you'd get that box for $13 shipped, which sounds like a great deal, even if you just want to try them out for 1 month to see how you like it. So again, I will leave the link and the code down below. I'm not getting any kind of a cut for that if you sign up. It is purely just for you guys. And to go along with that, the thoughts and opinions I share today are 100% my own. They're not paying me to say anything in particular about this box. I'm just sharing my honest thoughts. Alright, so really like the box, really like the packaging and the label. I think that's really cool. Let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, so that's what it looks like inside so far. We've got everything in tissue, and I'm just going to move the box aside and check out what's in this tissue paper here. Alright, so that's how everything comes, just like that, and we will go down the list and take a closer look at everything. Alright, I got everything sorted out beside me, and we have some nice long strands. So the first one is a 6mm antique gold glass pearl bead, and these are 16 inches. So I really like the antique gold color here. I actually think it would look really nice with antique brass findings. It would look nice with gold too as an accent, but they really look like an antique brass color. Here's a look at how long this strand is so you can get an idea. They seem to be decent quality. They're not Swarovski pearls or anything, but they're not too bad. Definitely on par with the glass pearls you'd probably pick up at the craft store. So let's take a look at our next strand, and this one is called 6mm gold Team and School glass beads, 16-inch string of these as well. Not my favorite color, I'm going to be completely honest. It is not going to say what that color looks like to me. However, I do not write off anything, and I know that you can absolutely mix in this color with other colors and you could make something that looks nice. I think it definitely goes along with their theme of the golds. It's not a mustardy gold, it's more of a greenish gold, if that makes sense. But the beads themselves are nice, they feel really nice. There's a good glossy coating on them. Here's a look at the holes on those beads if you're interested. Again, a really long strand of these. The next strand is a 6mm strand that's called Brown Blossom Spray Glass Beads. It's another 16-inch strand. So this is kind of a garnet, like a deep red, brownish red, maroon type of color. Definitely getting fall vibes from the box. I really think they did a good job on this theme, the glorious gold. These colors definitely work together, and I think if you're somebody who is really drawn to earth tones, you'd probably be even more into the color scheme than I am. I really do like these though. Very similar to the previous strand, there is a look at the holes on those, and they seem very uniform and glossy. Again, on par with what you'd pick up probably at your local craft store. Next we have an 8mm strand. This is called Olive Crackle Glass Pearl Beads. This is a 16-inch string once again, so really long. We have this nice deep olive green, and as you can see, it's got the crackle glass effect inside there, which is pretty cool. I think it looks nice with the color scheme they have going once again. Next up, we have another 8mm strand. This one is very vibrant. It's called Khaki Marble Style Glass Beads. They are actually a bright yellow with what looks to be a black paint or dye type of effect on the outside of the bead. These are pretty cool. I like that these brighten up some of the other deeper, darker strands in the bunch, and it's another graduated size. So again, there's a look at the holes on these. And they are all glass beads like it's saying, so I am glad to see that they're not acrylic. Next, we have a 10mm strand called Brown Spot Marble Style Glass Beads. This is an 8-inch string, so it's half the size of the others, but these are larger beads. These have another interesting effect. Part of the bead is translucent, and then it's got this black coating that's splotched onto part of the beads that makes that part more opaque, and then you have a little bit of gold coming through there that looks kind of like it's brushed on in a way. So those are really cool. I again like how they are going with that color scheme here. It is working together. And this is the final strand that we have in the box. This is the 12mm olive glass pearl beads, and this is an 8-inch string as well. So shorter strand, but much bigger beads on this one. And that is it for all the strands in the box. Then we get into some other findings and additional items here. We have this bag of 15 by 3mm gold brass curved tube beads. There's approximately 48 tubes in here. So these are really interesting. Pour some out in my hand there so you can get a look at those. And these are pretty versatile. You can use them in all different designs, earrings, bracelets, all sorts of things. I have worked with the larger tubes, and I've done a tutorial on that where you can actually do some wire wrapping onto them. You can also bead weave onto these if you want to get really creative. So I don't have any of these shorter tubes. I'm glad to add those to my collection of interesting findings. I'm always inspired by things like that. Next up, we have what is called the 4.5-inch heavy gold coated metal etched bookmark. And before I even really read the title of this, I picked it up and I was like, oh wow, that's got some weight to it. But that's kind of funny, they have heavy in the name. There is a look at that. We've got some little flower and leafy designs here, and then a cute little hummingbird with the option for you to hang some beads off of and use as a bookmark. And I think that is really cute. I don't have anything like this. I could have used this on my trip last week when I was actually reading a physical book. Imagine that. I wasn't using a digital copy, but this is really cute. Nice decorative bookmark. Here's a look at the back so you can see that it is double-sided and it is pretty thick. Also like the fact that this is a more toned down gold as opposed to the yellow gold like you see down here. That's just a personal preference, but I really like that toned down gold color. Next, we have some 6mm gold metal spacer beads. It says there's 16 beads in here. These actually have nice big holes on them. So you could use these on cord, or you could use them even on some chain. So that's interesting. I'm going to add these to my large hole bead collection because it's just not as common to have beads like that, and once in a while you need something that can fit on cord. So that's really neat. Of course, you could use them as spacers too on any kind of bead stringing. Like if you were to put them in between some of these larger round beads, you wouldn't even know that they have a larger hole because all you would see is the outside of the gold. But I like the size of those. Those are really unique spacers that I don't have. Then we have a bag of seed beads. These are 6/0s and they are called Sun Yellow Inside Color Glass Seed Beads. So it looks like these are clear on the outside and maybe yellow lined. Now these aren't going to be your top of the line Japanese seed beads that are extremely uniform, that are ideal for bead weaving. However, these are absolutely usable. I use these types of seed beads all the time. You can see that there are some that are just different sizes, but they do serve a purpose. You can use them in bead stringing, which honestly this box is really for, in my opinion, is for people who like bead stringing as opposed to bead weaving. So if you were to use these seed beads in that type of application, of course that would be completely fine because you're just trying to add some color and some smaller shapes to whatever you're doing. So that's nice. I do really like that they add seed beads to the collection, and of course you can see that the color goes really well with their theme that they have going on. And the final thing on the list, I do have a couple more little baggies to share with you, but the last thing that is actually listed is this bag, and this contains two 26mm antique gold foil lampwork glass beads. take those out to really appreciate what those look like. Lamp work is always so fascinating to me. And here is what these beads look like up close. Very chunky beads, large holes on those right there. So look at the other side. Very metallic inside there, and then the outer coating is an antique gold color or almost a light olive green. Really interesting. I don't work with lamp work beads a lot, but I do really admire how they look and the artistry behind them. I really do feel like they are pieces of art. The holes are pretty rough on these, but I know that that can be kind of the nature of lamp work style beads. They're all kind of organic. They're all a little bit different. So far I like that they're adding in extra things, not just the strands. We're getting some findings, some really interesting focal beads and accent pieces that you can build on to spark your creativity. So the things that were not listed on the label is something they told me that they included in their boxes, which are starter findings kits. And I think that's great. So the first little baggie here, we have 2 gold toggle clasps, and these are adorable. I love the little pattern on that. Here's a look at the other side. Definitely handy. Very useful. I like that they're including some little starter findings packs with these boxes, particularly if you are a newer beader, you don't have a big stash built up. This allows you to get started right away and start making things, and you don't have to go out and order a whole bunch of other things or large packs of things in order to sit down and make something. Here's the next little baggie. So it looks like they've included some bead stringing wire, and we have some elastic cord, and I will take these out just so we can see about how much is inside. So, I mean, that's a good amount. You could make several projects out of this amount of bead stringing wire. That is really good. And they've also sent us the gold color that goes along with the beads in the theme this month. And here is the stretch cord. I will wrap it around so we can kind of get an idea of how much is on here. Definitely several projects worth of elastic cord in here. I'd say this is probably about a 0.6 size. So that's another handy little item. And we have one more little baggie over here, and I'm already seeing some fishhook ear wires, maybe some jump rings. Let's take a look at that and see what is included. All right, so in that bag you see that there are 2 ear wires, so you can make a pair of earrings. There's quite a few crimp beads, which is handy, and then also some gold jump rings. So I think that's fantastic. It's great that they include some of these necessities. All right, so my final thoughts on the Curated Bead Box are this. It's $20 shipped to your door, no extra additional shipping charge. For that, you do get some really nice long strands of glass beads. Quality seems to be on par with what you'd find at your craft store. Not only that, they're including some accent beads, some seed beads, some interesting findings, stringing material, and starter findings. I think this would be a great gift for somebody you know that might be getting into beading, or perhaps yourself. If you are a newer beader and you don't have a lot of supplies yet, this is a great way to get everything kind of all in one box. The colors are coordinated. I think they did a really good job, even though I'm not as drawn to these earthier tones as I know some people are. We're all different. I think it's nice that they're all coordinated so you don't have to put any thought into picking out the strands and the colors. You get 15 items if you consider that each of these little baggies was an item. So for a $20 box, that breaks down to $1.33 approximately per item. Very reasonable. And I think this box is also geared towards bead stringers. So if you have more of an interest in stringing rather than doing intricate bead weaving, this box is probably more geared for you. And even if you do have a stash built up, if you find that you really like working with the glass pearls, the glass round beads like this in particular, I have looked at a lot of their past boxes, and this does seem like a good general breakdown of what you would expect to see month after month. You're going to get a mix of glass strands in various sizes. You're going to get a little bit of stringing material. You're going to get a few findings, some charms, maybe some pendants, a few focal beads. But this is a good general idea of the types of things they send. So I can't make that decision for you. That's something you have to make for yourself. But that is a reason why I like to continue sharing these boxes on my channel so that you can get an idea of the options that are out there, see what speaks to you, and see what works with your budget. Don't forget that they provided that really generous 35% off discount code for you guys. So if you you do want to try it, you can get the box for just $13. So I will leave that and the link to their website down below. And of course, if you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave those down below as well. I always love to hear from you guys, and I'm sure they'd love to hear what you have to say. I want to thank Curated Bead Box so much for reaching out to me and giving me the opportunity to share this box with my viewers, and also providing such a generous discount code. So if nothing else, I hope you guys enjoyed this unboxing, something new and different for my channel on this Friday. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, and as always, happy beading. If you enjoyed this video, I'd love for you to give it a big thumbs up. Also, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell to be notified of my latest videos. Check out the information section under the video for links to my social media handles and other helpful info, and feel free to check out my shop at orchidandopal.com. Thanks for watching!